welcome. So the Chicago Blackhawks obviously won this trade. I don't think there's any argument there. What is the trade? Edmonton gets Duncan Keith, a 37-year-old left shot defenseman, 6'1", 192 pounds from Winnipeg, who's making just over $5.5 million for this coming season and the one afterwards. Now, his actual salary is much less. He'll be making 2.1 this coming season and 1.5 the next. In 54 games this past season, he had 4 goals, 15 points, was a minus 13. He had 27 points the season before that, was a plus 1. In 9 playoff games in 2019-20, he had 5 assists, was a minus 7. Chicago gets a third rounder, and they get Caleb Jones, a 24-year-old left shot defenseman, 6'1", 194 pounds from Texas, Seth Jones' younger brother. He has one more season left under contract, and he's making $850,000 against the cap. He'll be an RFA at the end of this, though. Last season, in 33 games, he had 4 assists, was a minus 7. Season before that, in 43 games, he had 9 points, was a minus 1. Teams got to stop helping Chicago. This is crazy. They just dumped $5.5 plus million off their books over the next season and got a draft pick out of it and a 6th/7th defenseman. Edmonton Oiler fans will tell you they weren't too happy with Caleb Jones. He wasn't really that good in front of the net or in the corners, etc. So they're not crying over his loss. And on the bright side for Chicago, hell, maybe they even trade for Seth Jones and are able to extend him now that his brother's there. Possibility, right? Ken Holland, I don't think he should be an NHL GM anymore. I think he's better suited to be a president. Not all the trades / signings he does are bad. He's made some wise decisions. But come on, how do you not get Chicago to retain minimum $1 to $1.5 million for each of the next 2 seasons off Keith's contract? I'm just shocked by this. Now, Duncan Keith is old at 37, but he's not chopped liver. He's been playing top-line minutes in Chicago, averaging 23-ish minutes per night, playing against the other team's best. But on Edmonton, he's playing probably second pairing. Ideally, on a real contending team, it would be third pairing. But that would be a lot of money to be paying a third pairing defenseman in $5.5 million. Now, he can still be very useful and serviceable, playing less minutes, most of the time playing against lesser competition, if he's at least part of that second pair, and he could be helpful on the second power play. Not to mention the intangible he brings to the dressing room, to the younger kids, especially on defense. He could really help out there. So that is a plus for Edmonton. But have you not learned by looking around? Read the room. It's a stagnant cap for this coming season, and maybe for 1 or 2 or 3 after that. You've got 2 budding superstars in budding. They're already blossomed in McDavid and Draisaitl. You cannot waste any time. And what am I getting at is you need every last red cent. Look at Toronto. Look at Tampa Bay. Just for starters, they're scraping to get every dime they can to throw that at any kind of depth players they can get on the open market or possibly be able to fit in a trade. $5.5 million. I just don't understand what Ken Holland was seeking here. What was the rush? So if he loses Caleb Jones in the the expansion draft, excuse me, whoop-de-doo, right? You gotta wait out Bowman on this. You're the one helping him. If I'm an Edmonton fan, this is kind of bittersweet, isn't it? I mean, you're happy that Keith's in the lineup. You're just not happy with the price tag because it's going to hamper you later. And yeah, Holland could possibly, I don't know if he can buy out Koskinen, but I'm sure he would. Maybe we'll see that happen, or he could trade him to another team where they could buy him out, but he'd have to give up, players, whatever, draft picks in order for that to happen. I'm not saying he's as bad as Chiarelli, but when he first got the job with Edmonton, I was very skeptical because of the last, 5-6 years. The kind of work he did in Detroit wasn't exactly inspiring. So I would love to hear from you, Edmonton Oiler fans, and you Chicago fans especially, about this trade. Who you think won it, where you think Keith will play, if Caleb Jones will play, and what this means for Chicago as well in terms of what they might be, maybe they're retooling right now, and if Edmonton can still afford to pay enough players to make this team competitive enough to, get to the finals. The clock is ticking. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out. And remember, be kind to each other in this crazy world we're living in right now. And I'll see you soon.